Hey, thanks for tuning in. I'm John Celentano, Inside Towers business editor and managing director of our quarterly publication, Inside Towers Intelligence. This is your Market Intelligence Minute. Today, we're talking about how the big cable companies, namely Comcast and Charter Communications, offer mobile services along with broadband, video, and voice. So the cable companies actually offer wireless in a couple of different ways. Both Comcast and Charter are mobile virtual network operators, or MVNOs, that use the Verizon network. We say virtual because each sells cellular services under their own brand, Comcast having Xfinity Mobile and Charter with Spectrum Mobile. And they offer cell phones, but the subscriber voice and data calls are carried over the Verizon network. They also provide hotspots, Wi-Fi hotspots. Charter has thousands, but Comcast has 23 million. The cable companies use these hotspots to offload data traffic from Verizon to their own network when a subscriber is within Wi-Fi range. And finally, cable cos have their own spectrum, primarily 3.5 gigahertz CBRS, and plan to construct their own wireless infrastructure. It's interesting to note that 8 cable companies spent $1.2 billion for CBRS priority access licenses in auction 105. And as cable companies move traffic from Verizon to their own wireless infrastructure, they enjoy what we call owner economics by establishing a retail relationship with the customer and no longer paying wholesale rates to Verizon. So let's take a look at the two big cable networks that we have in discussion today. Comcast, headquartered in Philadelphia, operates in 40 states and the District of Columbia. Its network spans 750,000 route miles. That's both cable, coaxial cable, and fiber. The company passes 64 million locations, business and residential locations. It has 33.6 million customers. It operates 23 million Wi-Fi hotspots, and it has signed up 8.1 million mobile subscribers. It spent $459 million for 830 priority access licenses in 306 counties in the CBRS auction. So it is set up to build its own infrastructure and move that traffic from the Verizon network to its own network. Similarly, Charter operates nationwide. It's headquartered in Stamford, Connecticut, but it has operations in 41 states. Its network is actually larger than Comcast, and up to 950,000 route miles, again, cable and fiber. It passes 57.2 million locations. It has 31.4 million customers. As I mentioned, thousands of Wi-Fi hotspots, but it has signed up over 10 million mobile subscribers. It was one of the lead spenders in the CBRS auction, ponying up $464 million for 210 priority access licenses in 106 counties. Lesser than Comcast, but more strategic, I think, in terms of covering specific areas within their operating territory. So let's see what they've done with signing up subscribers to their mobile services. If we go back 3 years to the first quarter of 2022 and bring it forward to the latest results that were just presented for the first quarter of 2025, Charter has become one of the leading communication service providers in the country that has grown its wireless business as fast as it has in the past 3 years. The company reached over 10 million mobile lines in the first quarter of 25, representing a 32% CAGR since in the past 2 years. And now 1 in every 3 Charter cable customers takes its mobile service. Now, similarly, Comcast has grown its wireless business at a 20% CAGR, with its wireless service taken by 1 in every 4 customers. As impressive as this growth is, keep in mind that the big 3 mobile network operators each have over 100 million subscribers. So, the cable is representative of what they're able to accomplish in their own territory, but they're not really on the scale of the national mobile network operators. Nonetheless, wireless has become an important offset to the broadband connections losses that the cable companies have incurred to fiber providers or the mobile network operator fixed wireless access. In the past 2 years, Charter has lost 413,000 broadband connections, although it added in that same time 5.1 million mobile lines. Comcast has dropped 676,000 broadband connections, but added back 2.8 million mobile lines. So we continue to track their growth in mobile. Let's look at how they're actually implementing wireless infrastructure. And it's quite different from the way the mobile network operators do today with their macro networks. The cable companies are using what we call strand-mounted small cells that attach to the aerial cables that run through neighborhoods and business districts. This picture is a conceptual view of a strand-mounted small cell design. And here's an actual deployment. The small cell is shown on the right is beaming signals, cellular signals, into the surrounding area while it's taking power and using the fiber aerial cable that the cable companies use for backhauling its small cells. These strand-mounted small cells are supplied by Samsung, Nokia, and a smaller company, Casa Systems. This application plays into the cable company strategy of what they call, or what they refer to as capital light approach to deploying wireless infrastructure. So what they've done to date with Comcast and its Xfinity Mobile, it is bundling broadband services with wireless, and with the idea of creating a fuller service offering and being able to I don't want to say lock in, but being able to retain those customers longer because they buy more services. They're certainly leveraging their cellular offload to their 23 million Wi-Fi hotspots, but from what we understand, they have limited CBRS deployments to date. They're testing it in a few markets and have not given a timeline as to when they'll deploy CBRS in a much bigger way. By contrast, Charter with its Spectrum Mobile again is bundling wireless with broadband, and it has a very active CBRS deployment underway. By the end of 2025, it says that it expects to deploy CBRS in 23 markets. It currently is operating in North Carolina, Georgia, and Alabama, using these low-powered small cells that is on either shared license, namely priority access license, or unlicensed spectrum within CBRS, what they call a general access authorization. And these markets are fully deployed. Through 2026 and 2027, it aims to accelerate its CBS deployment to complete what it calls its network evolution, and said that it will be adding tens of thousands of radios for priority access licenses. As far as how they're funding this development, this chart shows what Charter and Comcast are projecting for their network capital expenditures up to 2028 based on what they discussed in their first quarter earnings calls, along with our own estimates. Wireless infrastructure investments, mainly for CBRS, are included in these numbers as the cable companies stick to what they refer to as their cable light strategy for deploying wireless. We estimate that the cable companies are investing about 10 to 11% of their total CapEx on wireless. So let's look at what they really have in front of them as far as their strategic imperatives. First of all, wireless is really a defensive action for them as they continue to lose broadband connections to both fiber providers and to fixed wireless access. By offering wireless, they're able to have a true broadband wireless convergence on their hybrid fiber coax networks, and that leads to reduced churn and higher ARPU. Having their own spectrum versus operating as an MVNO means that they can enjoy owner economics and not have to pay wholesale rates to Verizon. Well, we believe that they're going to stay in their wireless lane. We don't see them competing outside their territory with the national mobile network operators. Their wireless play is intended to cover their footprint in the United States and intended to provide that convergence offering to their customers. And lastly, cable mobile represents a small but meaningful share of the total wireless market. We think that the we'll continue to watch what the cable companies are doing in terms of competing in the marketplace, but the numbers in the whole scheme of things aren't as great. The proportion of the wireless market they have is very proportionally small, but can make a difference in terms of how they compete with other service providers in their territory. So there you have it. We appreciate you watching. Be sure to hit like, share, and subscribe to follow our channel. If you have any questions or comments, please contact me directly. In-depth analyses covering topics like this and other digital infrastructure asset classes are available with a subscription to Inside Towers Intelligence. For more information, visit insidetowers.com/intelligence.